Here we are, Bald Rock Falls, on the falls chain in the fall. It's pretty cool. Dave, of course, is doing all the paddling now because I'm jacking with my camera.
Yes, as usual.
As usual. And we move up there. You can see John and Dan diligently working on portaging. This is day 5, I guess. It's Wednesday of a pretty tough trip. Fishing's been okay, better than most fall trips. This is one of the highlights of the falls chain, these wonderful falls. Here's John, Dan, and Dave enjoying some lunch on Bald Rock Falls. It's been a kind of tough day today, but we're really fortunate the wind's blowing us out of the falls chain, which is always an advantage. It's been a cool trip. And here we are using Old Scout's reflector oven to make some 4 cheese biscuits. This is round number 2. The first biscuits were pretty darn good according to the guys. This is a definite new addition to my camping and cooking repertoire. Here's Dan Stinson with a really nice smallmouth. This was close to 4 pounds. Caught it on a white grub. Good fish. Dan, you having a good time?
Yeah.
You having a good time?
That's his first.
You having a good time?
I'm having a great time. It's been a good trip. The weather's good. We saw the northern lights last night. Everything's been great. Got rain on one day, that sucked. Otherwise, it's been a real good trip.
Yeah, I agree. It's been a pretty good trip. This is our last day. We're coming out of the park. This is John and Dan. Hey John, how was the trip?
Great trip, George. Awesome. Had a great time.
Dan?
Splendid.
Yeah, you know, I think this was probably one of my better trips. I think camping was pretty good. Weather was really good. Fishing was better than expected in the fall. Food, as always, was good. Did some bacon this year. I think that turned out really nice. Pretty cool. Here we are at the top of Silver Falls. It's running pretty hard. Nothing like it does in the spring. This is one of the largest waterfalls in the Quetico. It's kind of neat. This was our last portage, so we figured we'd take a break here, take some pictures, get some photo ops, take some movies. Okay, John and Dan, so here we are at Silver Falls. Trip's almost over. What'd you guys think?
I kind of would rather sit at home and play on the computer.
John, what was the trip like?
Great trip, George. It was awesome.
Yeah, this was one of my best trips. I think this is going to go down in the books as one of the better ones. Here we are in front of the ranger station. They're getting resupplied with one of the flying aircraft. This is at the Cache Bay Ranger Station. This is the first time I've ever actually caught the aircraft here. This is so cool. It's kind of neat. Probably the last supply for the year. Maybe not.
Although the pilot,
And there it goes.
the pilots say it's just like a taxi in the sky.
It is. Well,
You
they get
know,
so
it-
used to it, yeah.
Yeah, and we kind of glamorize.
Here we are on our last site. This is the First Bay campsite just off Cache Bay. It's a crappy site, but we'll make do. Dan's doing some wood. It's gotten a little cold again, so we're going to have to do a fire. I'm getting some dinner going. You can hear my jet in the background. Dave's helped out quite a bit. He's got the canoe all ready to go, and I finally put on some fish today, trying to get him to switch to a tube or a crawl or something finesse, and he finally did, and he's a better man for it. Chim Dogs, he made the dessert tonight. We're going to have a cherry cheesecake. It's going to be really good. Here's our no-bake cherry cheesecake cooking in the water. Basically, you bring the cheesecake mix that will set up in the refrigerator, and you mix it up with about a 1/4 cup less water than it calls for, and you set it in the water here lakeside, and it'll set up quite well. This is a cherry cheesecake that we're making, and it's going to be really, really good. Here we are breaking camp on our First Bay campsite last morning. Got a 9 o'clock tow going out. It's about 8 o'clock. Making great time. We've got about a 30 or 40 minute paddle to Hook Island. Can't wait to see the showers. I think that's going to be well worth it. All in all, this has been a pretty good trip.